guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Jess here today and just me for the second episode and second installment into the One Piece journey that I am now embarking on. So I just finished reacting to the first chapter of the manga, and now I'm going to go ahead and dive into that second chapter and share my reactions with you guys. So this segment on our channel will be just my reactions to reading the One Piece manga. So I'm really excited to continue this journey, and I hope that you will continue to watch and stick around. So basically, the very first few pages of this manga starts out, it's chapter 2. They call him Strawhat Luffy. So Strawhat Luffy is obviously the name, he has the straw hat that he wears ever since Shanks gave him that hat. And now, where the first chapter left off, Luffy was now going out to sea so that he could build up his crew. He's one man right now, and he is looking for other people to join in on his crew. Again, I think he's going to be looking for a specific type of person to join his crew and not just take any random Joe that's around. And I think he's going to look for particular qualities in a person for them to join his crew. So the first few pages show Luffy on his boat, just sailing in the ocean and going on his voyage. And he's on this little dinghy. A whirlpool comes and Luffy can't swim because if he end up in the water, he's just going to sink to the bottom. And so, this is not good. So Luffy basically ends up going into this whirlpool, and then it cuts off and transitions into another segment where we are now on a different ship. This ship is not like Shanks' ship, and it's clearly different. And we see that the ship has hearts on the sails, and then you see a hand with rings on it and a finger, it looks like a very slim hand. And I think that's it. It's just very interesting that this hand is so tiny. I'm going to show you guys. So the hand is really tiny, and then you see a glimpse of this face. Now, she looks kind of menacing in her facial features that we can see, her eyes, she looks very dark. Clearly the crew member is scared of her. And then we see this little clip in the scene that's please, not the iron mace. And then you see this giant weapon, and Kobe's what is this? And she's who's the fairest of them all? Kobe's no one compares to you. So this character seemed to be revealed to be Lady Alveda. And then we see that this other character with the glasses is Kobe. Now, I have seen the first 119 episodes of the anime, so I do know that this is Kobe and Lady Alveda, but we are seeing it here in the manga, and Lady Alveda just seems like a very domineering, very controlling, abrasive woman, and she is the captain of this ship, and it does seem like she inflicts a lot of fear onto her crew members, which I feel so bad about. I mean, she's literally calling Kobe worthless as she kicks him in the head. That's so messed up. She sounds awful. But then what really caught me off guard was, back to that first panel, we see a tiny hand, and in my head I was envisioning this, I was hearing a voice that's very dreamy, and sensual, who is the fairest of them all? And then we see this bombshell of a woman. She reminds me of a cowgirl, but she is revealed the Lady Pirate Iron Mace Alveda. And she looks pretty fearsome, and she looks massive. She's height and width. She is massive compared to her crew members. She just seems like she's very abusive, treats her crew like crap. It seems like Kobe is definitely the cleaning boy and chore boy for the ship, so he probably just gets used and taken advantage of all the time. And yes, so then we see that Kobe discovered this barrel, and the crew members which I think this is an interesting part in the scene because they were willing to take from their own captain, which shows me that these crew members don't even really respect their own captain, which, I mean, I feel like it would be hard to respect someone that treats you like dirt and just makes you feel fearful. So I think that's important to note, that in this crew, like, they don't respect her because they're willing to, like, steal this barrel and drink whatever's in it. And so anyways, Kobe is rolling this barrel and these guys are trying to get whatever's in the barrel. And then Luffy comes barreling through and he's like, that was a great nap. So he survived the whirlpool, which we weren't for sure of when we first saw that one panel cut off as he was going through the whirlpool. But it seems like he's been able to survive that by going inside of a barrel, and now he's awake. These guys are obviously like mind blown by this, and it's just like, this was just a funny panel. Like, I really enjoyed this part of the panel. And then Lady Alvida comes through and she's like, don't lie to me. Like, she knows that something's going on, and she hears that someone had a nap, and she's like, oh, hell no. Like, y'all are supposed to be working and doing things on the ship. You shouldn't be slacking off and, like, whatever. So... So then the crew lets her know that they have an intruder and they are worried that it could be like a bounty hunter come to get Alvida. I think I'm pretty sure that Alvida thinks that it's a different hunter than what she's expecting, which we then see that she's thinking that it's Roronoa's Zolo. And I was kind of confused by this because in the show, like, I thought that his name was like Roronoa Zoro, but she calls him Roronoa Zolo. So I was a little confused by that, and I'm not sure if that was just like her not actually knowing his name and being dumb, or is that his name? But yeah, that confused me for a second because I was like, his name isn't Zolo, it's Zoro. And anyways, so then it pans back out to Luffy with Kobe, and Kobe's checking in on this character, and Kobe's just like, you got sucked into a whirlpool? Like, what do you mean? So Kobe then shows Luffy this boat that he built, and it looks definitely kind of like ramshackled together, but, you know, at least he tried. At least he was trying to build a boat so that he could get away. But Kobe's the cabin boy. Then we kind of noticed that Kobe has... like, he built this boat, but he doesn't feel that he's ever going to get away from this situation. And he originally built the boat so that he could escape. But it seems like his confidence is like, I'm never getting out of here. Like, he is defeated and he just doesn't see that there's any way out of this situation, which I feel really bad about. Like, I feel bad for Kobe, and like, you can tell in the panels that he is just this frantic, nervous, anxious little guy, and like, he just has like zero self-confidence at this point. And I mean, being as young as he is and having someone just snatch you up like Alvida, like, yeah, I feel like that would definitely take away a lot of your confidence. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I just can't imagine being Kobe and just trying to go outside and enjoy the day and go fishing, and then all of a sudden being snatched up by pirates. Like, that just sounds absolutely horrible. And then Kobe's telling this to Luffy, and Luffy's like, you're kind of clumsy and dumb. And Kobe's just like, like, dying of embarrassment. And and Luffy just has the biggest smile on his face as he calls Kobe worthless. Kobe's like, you don't have to be this blunt. Okay. But, you know, Kobe obviously knows that he does not have a lot of confidence and that he doesn't have the guts to go around, but he does know in himself that he does not have that confidence to escape that situation at this point. But Luffy then tells him about his dream and tells him that he's going to be the king of the pirates. And Kobe's like freaked out, you know, like, Kobe hates pirates, and understandably so, considering the pirates that took him. But Kobe is just like shocked that this is what Luffy thinks that he's going to do. Kobe goes on to tell us that this is the golden age of piracy, and there's absolutely no way that you could be king of the pirates when there's literally so many other pirates fighting for this treasure and fighting for that title of being king of the pirates. But Luffy is not going to let this kid tell him what he's going to do. Like, Luffy is willing to die for this dream, and he is set out to do this and accomplish it. I think it's really cool because Kobe sees this determination inside Luffy, and he's like, wow, he really wants to do this. He would be willing to die for this, for his dream, even if it didn't work out. He's willing to die. And I think it's a really pivotal impact on Kobe's future. Then Kobe is like, do you think I could join the Navy? Because Kobe's dream is to be a Marine, and he wants to protect people from these pirates that are constantly causing harm to family and all the other people. Kobe wants to join the Marines so that he can protect people from these pirates who are causing so much harm and mayhem all around the world. And then you notice that, Luffy wants to be king of the pirates, and Kobe's like, I want to be a Marine. We're going to be enemies. But he wants to join the Navy so that he can fight the bad guys. I think what's really cool to see is that Kobe is very emotional by this. Just Luffy being so sure of himself has now caused Kobe and had this ripple effect on Kobe. I'm going to do it. I've got to do it. It gave him that confidence back that he could risk it all so that he could finally go back after his dream, because he had given up at this point and he just felt so hopeless. And now Luffy being here, surviving this whirlpool and telling him what he's planning to do is just super cool, super exciting to see that effect that Luffy had on him. And then, as Kobe's saying all this, then Alvida shows up and she's like, you really think you're gonna escape from me? Think again. It's crazy because you see the crew and you see Kobe's reaction to Alvida showing up, and it's just faces of terror. And then Luffy's like, who's this old hag? And he doesn't have a shred of fear in the world for this lady. And even Alvida is like, you're kidding, right? She is shocked that Luffy is not reacting the way her crew and Kobe are reacting to her. And even Kobe is like, take it back, because they don't want the effect of whatever Alvida's going to do to them. But then what's really cool is that we see Kobe stand up to her and call her the ugliest hag of all. And that just made me so happy that he stood up to her finally, because she just treats her crew like shit and she deserved it. And I just think it's great. And then Luffy's just all big smiles and cackling at this. I think it's nice in this point because Kobe's finally determined that, there's no going back now. I'm not going to take it back. I'm going to stand firm in what I just said and whatever. And yes, he's still scared. But then at this point, Luffy comes in, and I think he's obviously going to save the day. What is really cool about this is that, Luffy punches this woman using one of his moves. Then after he's knocked over, he's like, give this man a dinghy. The crew members are all shocked in disbelief at what they've seen. How could this scrawny kid do this? And then turns out he's a man of rubber and just knocked the crap out of Alvida, which, we saw that Luffy was able to go up against, use his gum pistol against the giant sea beast. And so we know he's stronger now. And so seeing him against Alvida, who these crew members are all terrified of her, he just knocked her out. So it's really cool to see the power that Luffy has gained throughout his time after Shanks left. I love how Luffy's like, give Kobe a dinghy so he can get out of here. He's gonna join the Navy. And Kobe said it, so now Luffy's like, well, this is what he's gonna do. So it's really cool. I really love that. And Kobe, I think, is just so happy that Luffy came. This had to have been such a major game changer for Kobe, because I'm like I said it already, but I just think he was so full of lost hope that there was never any coming back from it. And now that's actually going to change. Luffy and Kobe are now headed out. Kobe was like asking Luffy, you know, that's the pirate's graveyard, right? But Luffy just reassures him, that's why I'm looking for an amazing crew. So they are going to be heading after the imprisoned pirate hunter Roronoa Zolo, which pretty sure it's supposed to be Zoro, but anyways, there must be a reason why they said that. But Luffy is like, if he's a good guy, I'm going to let him join my crew. So after Luffy says this, Kobe's like, there's absolutely no way. He's like a beast. He's a bad guy. And anyways, Luffy might have a new crew member soon, but we are going to see what happens next as Kobe and Luffy head towards this imprisoned bounty hunter. This was a really fun chapter. I like that we got to be introduced into a new character. Kobe's one that I am excited to see develop through this series because, you know, he starts off very wimpy and like very lacking in self-confidence. So I'm hoping that when he joins the Navy, he will gain confidence and strength and, you know, be more sure of his dream and what he wants to do, because he wants to protect people for the common good, and we will see how that happens. But I think that both of them, you know, like with Kobe, I think looking into the future, you know, he's young, and sometimes I think when young people have a dream, they can be very naive as to what things may actually look like when you're actually in that position. So I think the next chapter is going to show us that maybe not all heroes are truly heroes. So I am very much looking forward to reading the next chapter in the manga and seeing what Kobe and Luffy get up to. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. And if you enjoyed it, please make sure that you like and subscribe and stick around so that you can see more of my One Piece journey.